Last week here on Thursday Night Thunder, it was Gene Patterson making consecutive victories out here on the track, claiming his third Thursday Night Thunder championship. Can he go 3 for 3 here tonight as we close the November season?
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week 4 of the November season here on Thursday Night Thunder, and I just want to wish the entire MTA family a happy Thanksgiving. We hope you're out here enjoying the show with us here tonight, and if you're new here, give this video a big thumbs up. Let's see if we can get it up to 100 likes, because we're going to turn 16 of MTA's baddest trucks loose to close the November season, and the man on top to beat is Gene Patterson in the Ford Brass Eagle Snakebite. He's looking to go 3 for 3 in consecutive wins in the Ford Snakebite. Now as we move over to round 1 action, we're going to see Bad News take on Wildflower, followed by Storm Damage take on Outlaw, and then Liquidator will take on Raising Cane, and that's followed by Bigfoot taking on the Dog Pound's Monster Mutt. Now up first here in round 1 action, we have got Ray Acuna out of Elkton, Virginia, in the Bad News Travels Fast Chevrolet, now set to take on Wells Motorsports' very own Ashley Obie, two-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, in that wicked-looking Wildflower machine. Now over in the near lane, Ray Acuna, he's been hit or miss out here all season long. He's hoping to do some hitting right here tonight and get Bad News into the next round. Both trucks now staged at the line as we get set to close out the November season of Thunder. Here we go now, there's the green light. Both trucks are dead even down the straight. They're up and over no man's land here, and Wildflower gets way out of shape. Ashley Obie sending the Wildflower for a ride, but I do think she did pick up the win. We're going to go down now to an MTA replay and check out what happened. As you see here, both trucks were even, maybe a slight lead, even to Bad News in the near lane. They come up and over no man's land. Watch Wildflower in the far lane getting out of shape, and right there, flipping the truck over the finish line as they finish out the race. Ashley Obie and Wildflower will grab the win into the next round. Now up next in round 1, Jamie Hurd has made it to the finals twice this season. He is set to take on Chris Baluk out of the Bad Weather Race Camp in the Storm Damage Chevrolet. He hasn't been running so hot all season long. He's hoping to correct it here tonight. However, Jamie Hurd has got the Iron Outlaw dialed in. He's kept the truck in the top 5 of the overall points all season long, and we're going to find out what he's going to do against Chris Baluk and Storm Damage staged over in the near lane. Here's the green light now, Ford and Chevrolet down the straight. Hurd got him off the line. Baluk trying to come back, gets into the wall, and Jamie Hurd and the Iron Outlaw out of Tonganoxie, Kansas moves on to round 2. Baluk puts it into the wall. Next up in round 1 action, week 1's November season winner Kieran Adams brings Granddaddy's ride, the Liquidator Ford, back to the line. However, he is set to take on the Raising Cane machine driven by Nick Parson. He hasn't been running so hot all season long either, putting on some spectacular moments nonetheless, and he's hoping to turn things around here in week 4 of the November season, but he's got to knock off the Liquidator Ford out of the K&J Race Camp. Here we go now as the green light drops. Liquidator's got a lead on him up and over no man's land, and problems for Raising Cane, but Kieran Adams with a bad fast pass in the Liquidator Ford. They will move on to round 2 action. Tough break out here for Nick Parson and Raising Cane as they go on the trailer. Next up in round 1 action, 5-time Thursday Night Thunder champion out of Pacific, Missouri. That's Mitch Brown and Bigfoot, now set to take on new kid on the block out of the Dog Pound race team, Nathan Smith and Monster Mutt. There you see him staged over in the far lane. He has got his hands full taking on the big bad Ford Oval out of Pacific, Missouri. That's Bigfoot staged in the near lane. Who moves on to round 2, Monster Mutt or Bigfoot? Nathan Smith's been running strong, but can Mitch Brown close the gap here as we go green down the straight stretch? They're even, up and over no man's land in a close race. What an incredible race. Monster Mutt hanging right there with Bigfoot. I do believe that Mitch Brown and Bigfoot picked up the win over Monster Mutt as we take a look at the photo finish. An incredible race. Mitch Brown and Bigfoot move on to round 2. Next up here in round 1 action, at a Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, that's the Outlaw, Joshua Wells and Gravedigger, now set to take on the Crazy Cat, Jason Wook out of the Johnson Motorsports race team, and Prowler. Both these guys have been around the circuit for quite some time. Joshua Wells wants nothing more than his second Thunder Championship, but Jason Wook is no slouch out here on the circuit. He's willing to risk it all and put Prowler in victory lane. There's the green light now. They're dead even. Coming up over no man's lane. Gravedigger turns it over. And the crazy cat, Jason Wook, and the Prowler machine grab the win, moving on to round 2 action. Joshua Wells turns the truck over in no man's land. We will go back here at an MTA replay and take another look. They were pretty much even down this straight stretch, but watch the far lane right here coming out of no man's land. Gravedigger getting way out of shape, turned their truck end over end. Joshua Wells with a tough break out here. Electrical problems stopped him last week, and this week he turns the truck over right there in no man's land. The fans are loving it. What a spectacular moment to close out the November season. And as you see, the MTA track crew and officials turning the Gravedigger back over. Some heavy body damage, front end damage. That crew's got a lot of work to do. We'll hope to see him back in the December season. Moving on with round 1 action. Jeffrey Skipper now coming to the line. 3-time Thursday Night Thunder champion. Now set to take on Ethan Medlin and Maximum Destruction. Now folks, let me tell you, this has become the biggest rivalry in MTA history. Johnson Motorsports taking on Maximum Motorsports. You know these guys are going to set it all on kill. And may I mention, this is Jeffrey Skipper's farewell tour in the Mountaineer machine. Both trucks staged. Here's the green light now. Both of them heading down the straight stretch. They're dead even up and over the car. And Jeffrey Skipper turns it over in the shutdown area, getting the win, I believe, over Ethan Medlin and Maximum Destruction. As we go back here to an MTA replay, both trucks came strong off the line, dead even down the straight stretch. Watch him here up and over no man's land. Slight lead to Mountaineer. Some big time air. Gets crossed up on the cars. Turn the truck over right here. Tried to drive it out and save it. Just couldn't come up with it. However, he did come up with a big time win over Maximum Motorsports. Ethan Medlin there in Max D. Now the MTA track crew and officials gonna flip Mountaineer back over. It doesn't look like he hurt the truck too bad. He tried to slow it down as he ended up tipping the truck over, and he's gonna be back for round 2 action, as we just heard from our crew chief. However, next up in round 1, 9-time Thunder champion Rich Wagner and the Wild Hair Chevrolet out of Wells Motorsports is set to take on John Cadiux and that wicked fast bulldozer machine. Now, 9-time Thunder champion Rich Wagner still making the adjustments to the Wild Hair. He hasn't been running too hot all season. He's been hanging right there, but just couldn't come up with a victory. He is set to take on Bulldozer. And I have to say, the Bulldozer team has been getting that truck more and more dialed in each week. There's the green light now. They're even up and over no man's land. Wild Hair's out of shape into the van stack there in the center of the track. And John Cadiux and Bulldozer, we get a big-time win over the long-time veteran Rich Wagner and Wild Hair. Now next up in round 1, as we get set to close things out, 1-time Thunder champion Aaron Church in the Dragonoid machine out of Sky High Racing is now set to take on 3-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, that's Gene Patterson, in the Ford Brass Eagle Snakebite there staged in the far lane. He is looking to go 3 for 3 right here tonight. There you see some damage done to Bakugan Dragonoid. He turned the truck over just a couple of weeks ago and now finds himself in the finals with the current champion. Both trucks staged. Can Dragonoid knock off the champion as we go green now? Snakebite got him off the line. Dragonoid coming back on him. And whoa, my Dragonoid gets up on the Jersey wall, turning the truck over, but I think he may have knocked off the champion Gene Patterson. We're going to go back down now to the photo finish. As you see, Dragonoid up on the Jersey wall does get the win over Snakebite. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that will wrap up round 1 action here on Thunder as we close out the November season. We hope you stay tuned because round 2 action is coming up next, and we have got a lot more racing still yet to come. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break.
I'm telling you, we're coming out. We're going to be strolling. We're going to be flying high.
Some tough competition out here, but I'm going to see if I can't climb my way to the top.
Full Throttle comes to you this weekend on the MTA YouTube channel. 32 trucks, 1 champion. Now folks, welcome back to Thursday Night Thunder. We're heading down to the pits for an update on the Wildflower machine. Ashley Obi turned it over there in round 1 with a violent rollover. The crew says they should be able to make a comeback, as well as you see Jeffrey Skipper turned it over there in round 1 as well, trying to chase down the Max D machine and came up with the win. That crew busted off a bead lock on their left rear tire. They have got it all back together. And there you see the Outlaw, Joshua Wells, packing it in for the night. They are on the trailer, closing out November's season, tearing up the Gravedigger. And there you see Max D. They're tiring down as well. Over there for Maximum Motorsports, they're on the trailer. Tough break for them here tonight, losing out to the Mountaineer machine. As we look over to round 2 action, Wildflower set to take on Iron Outlaw. That's going to be followed by Liquidator taking on Bigfoot. Then we'll see Prowler take on the West Virginia Mountaineer. Up first here in round 2 action, Jamie Hurd and the Iron Outlaw out of Tonganoxie, Kansas, now set to take on Ashley Obie, 2-time Thunder champion out of Wells Motorsports in the Wildflower. Now, she did turn it over there in round 1. The crew says the truck is back to 100%. We have got to see what they're going to do right here tonight, taking on Jamie Hurd's Iron Outlaw stage over in the far lane. Both trucks look fast in round 1. Who goes on to semifinals here? Iron Outlaw and Wildflower. There's the green light now. Both trucks strong up the line, up and over no man's land here. Iron Outlaw gets out of shape. And I believe Ashley Obie and Wildflower do come up with the win, taking Wells Motorsports in the semifinal action. As we look at the photo finish, yes indeed, Ashley Obie moves on to semis. Next up here in round 2 action, Mitch Brown, 5-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, has really put the Bigfoot team on the map. Now, week 1's Thunder champion of the November season, that's Kieran Adams in the Liquidator Ford. It's going to be a battle of the Ford Oval here in round 2 action. Liquidator set to take on Bigfoot, who goes on to semis. We know both these trucks can get the job done, but only one Ford Oval will move on to semifinal action. Both trucks are staged. Here's the green light now down the straight stretch. Liquidator got him off the line. Bigfoot coming back on him, but Liquidator putting down the big Ford horsepower coming across the shutdown area. I'm not sure who did pick up the win. What an incredible race by 2 bad Fords. And there you see the photo finish. Mitch Brown and Bigfoot move on to semis. Next up in round 2 action, Jeffrey Skipper turned it over in the last round. He is back in action, now set to take on the Crazy Cat Jason Wilkin Prowler, who knocked off Gravedigger in round 1 action. Now last round it was a battle of teams. Mountaineer taking on Max D was Maximum Motorsports taking on Johnson Motorsports. This time it's 2 Johnson Motorsports team representatives going to go at it head to head. Both truck stage. Here's the green light now. Mountaineer and Prowler down the straight stretch. They're hanging door handle to door handle. Prowler with a violent roll. And Mountaineer goes on to the shutdown area. Jason Wook was hanging right there with him. He got out of shape right there in no man's land. As we go down to the MTA replay, slightly to Prowler in the near lane, but watch Mountaineer starting to make a comeback. But watch the near lane here. Jason Wook getting way out of shape, going across the last set of cars in a violent rollover. And you saw Mountaineer pick up the win over in the far lane. And now the MTA track crew has flipped over the Prowler machine, and there you see the damage done. Jason Wook trying to make a name for himself in the Johnson Motorsports stable. He gave it all he had, tore the truck up in the process. However, Mountaineer moves on to semis. Now next up in round 2 action, Aaron Church in the Dragonoid machine, 1-time Thunder champion, now set to take on John Kadiux in Bulldozer, who's looking wicked fast out here to close out the November season. He's getting the truck dialed in. That's a brand new ride. He is the only one that's ever driven it. But Aaron Church in Dragonoid, you guys know he's going to let it all hang out. Already turned the truck over here tonight. As we go green, Dragonoid and Bulldozer down the straight stretch. Dragonoid's got a lead on him and will pick up the win. And Dragonoid puts it on the Jersey wall for the 2nd time tonight. Aaron Church is on a rail. John Kadiux is on the trailer. And folks, before we go to semifinal action, if you missed all the action this past Sunday on Sunday Night Madness, be sure to tune in every Sunday night at 7 o'clock because 8 of the MTA's baddest monster trucks go head-to-head in a little bit of an old-school kind of vibe. These guys lay it all on the line every single Sunday night. Be sure to catch up with Sunday Night Madness only on the MTA YouTube channel. And hey, if you missed registration for Thursday Night Thunder, you can always try your luck and get into the Sunday Night Madness races. There's only 8 positions, but you can still have a chance to go side by side Diecast Monster Truck Racing on Sunday Night Madness. And now as we move on with semifinal action here on Thursday Night Thunder, Wildflower will take on Mitch Brown's Bigfoot. Then Jeffrey Skipper and Mountaineer will take on Aaron Church and Dragonoid. Now up first, 2-time Thunder champion, again out of Wells Motorsports, Ashley Obie and Wildflower. Now set to take on 5-time Thunder champion, that's Mitch Brown and Bigfoot. Now, Mitch Brown and Bigfoot hasn't been out here in quite some time. He has got Bigfoot dialed in here tonight. But Ashley Obie and the Wells Motorsports team seem to have that Wildflower dialed in as well. But there can only be one winner here tonight. Both trucks ready to go as we kick off semifinals. They're dead even down the straight, up and over no man's land right here, and whoa my! Ashley Obie and Wildflower hangs it on the Jersey wall, getting center high. That's got to be good for the transfer case. What an incredible race, both of them letting it all hang out. But I do believe Mitch Brown and Bigfoot got the win over Wildflower. And yes, he does, looking at the photo finish. What an incredible race here tonight. As we move on with semifinal action, up next, Jeffrey Skipper in his farewell tour in the West Virginia Mountaineer, set to take on Aaron Church in the Bakugan Dragonoid machine. He's put it on the Jersey wall twice here tonight. Is he going to do it 3 times in a row? Hopefully not, but we're going to take a look at the Dragonoid machine up close right here. Some damage done. He's looking to knock off one of the top tier talents on the MTA roster. That's Jeffrey Skipper and Mountaineer. Here's the green light now down the straight stretch. And folks, we got a race here up and over no man's land. What a race right there by both drivers, letting it all hang out to close out the November season. Jeffrey Skipper, however, in the West Virginia Mountaineer, looked like he just edged out the Dragonoid. Oh, what an incredible photo finish. Mountaineer gets it by half a tire. What a race there by Aaron Church and Dragonoid. But now we head down to the pits to the Crazy Cat. That's Jason Wook's Prowler machine out of the Johnson Motorsports race camp. There you see he tore the truck up, trying to run down Jeffrey Skipper in the West Virginia Mountaineer. The crew's putting it all back together, trying to load it up in the hauler. They are going to go back to Johnson Motorsports headquarters, revamp the truck, get it all back together, and we hope to see them back next season. But folks, this is what we all come to see. It's final time on Thunder. Mitch Brown, 5-time Thursday Night Thunder champion out of Pacific, Missouri, and Bigfoot, now set to take on 3-time Thunder champion Jeffrey Skipper in the West Virginia Mountaineer. Now, this is his farewell season in that truck. The Johnson Motorsports race camp built an entirely new truck, and team member Chantel Bailey will take over the driving duties of the Mountaineer. But right now, we close out the final round of the November season. Bigfoot, Mountaineer, it's showtime here on Thunder down the straight stretch. They're dead even up and over the cars here. What an incredible race across the finish line. And I'm not too sure who picked up the win. I was too caught up in the racing action. 2 bad Ford Ovals letting all the horsepower hang out to close out the November season of Thunder. We're going back to the MTA replay to take another look. It looks like Skipper in the Mountaineer in the near lane had a slight lead on Bigfoot in the far lane. As they go up and over no man's land, both of them laying down the big Ford horsepower, and right there, it looks like Jeffrey Skipper in the West Virginia Mountaineer grabbed the win over Bigfoot. And what an incredible final to close out the November season. And congratulations to Jeffrey Skipper on your 4th Thursday Night Thunder Championship. Now, ladies and gentlemen, he is stepping out of that truck. But take a look at this. They will debut the brand new U.S. Air Force Afterburner with the checkered flag on Jeffrey Skipper's brand new ride. Again, Chantel Bailey will take over the driving duties of Mountaineer. But Jeffrey Skipper, thank you for your service. We appreciate you very much over here at MTA. Congratulations on your 4th Thursday Night Thunder victory and your brand new ride out of Johnson Motorsports race team, the U.S. Air Force Afterburner. And now as we take a look at the overall points to close out the November season of Thunder, the lower half of the bracket, Storm Damage with 130, Raising Cane with 125, Prowler with 125, and Rich Wagner's Wild Hair in last with 120 points. Over at the top half of the bracket with tonight's win, Jeffrey Skipper moves to 6th place with 155 points. But the two that battled it out all season long, Snakebite and Liquidator with 165 points to close out the season, which means Gene Patterson and Snakebite wins the overall points championship with 185 points. Congratulations to Gene Patterson and the Ford Brad Siegel Snakebite. You are the November season points champion. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for coming out this November season and catching up with us on Thursday Night Thunder. We hope you enjoyed the action all season long, and I thank you very much for being right here with us. Be sure, if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you down the road. See you next week.
Standing tall up in victory lane, I done brought the pain and now they screaming my name. Yeah, everybody saw me rock the place. Now there's flashbulbs are popping and mics in my face. Always giving the crowd what they need. Now they're wearing my shirts front row to nosebleed. Now the crowd forms is what it's all about. Signing autographs until the lights out. Yeah, it's about that. It's about that. It's been a long time. It's about that time.